What's going on? I hope you're well. My name's Sean. My wife Rachel and I have been part of Emmanuel since back in the day. We joined in 2009, just after the public launch. We currently live over in Plumstead with our two boys, and I'm a deputy head teacher of a primary school in Deptford. There's lots about the job that I love. You might not believe that if you're having a bit of a homeschool nightmare right now, but being a teacher, of course there's the holidays. I love the holidays, but beyond that, I love being able to make a difference in the lives of children. Proverbs 22 talks about training a child in the way they should go, so that when they're old they won't depart from that. And I love to take that verse and apply that to an educational context to help children lay down a foundation in their primary school, so that when they move on to secondary school they can thrive and they can leave secondary with options. So I love being able to be a part of that process. Another thing I love is just being at the heart of a community, of a local community, being involved with families, building relationships, encouraging them, making a difference in their lives, and just being involved right on the ground level, on the chalk place of local community. That's something that I really enjoy. Obviously, with every job, with every career, with every profession, there are challenges, and that's the same with teaching and in education. Right now, we've got a particular set of challenges around coronavirus and COVID-19. We are open as a school. We're open for the children whose parents are critical workers, and we're also open for vulnerable children where there's a social worker attached to the family and working with the family, or perhaps they've got an EHC plan. But we're also open to serve the families who qualify for free school meals, who might be finding it difficult in this time to provide for their children. So we are still open. The guidance from the government is changing daily, hourly sometimes in cases. The local authority are doing their best to support us, but it's uncharted waters. So organisationally and operationally it has been a significant challenge. It's also been quite stressful to manage the health and the safety and the well-being of our staff, alongside wanting to make sure we best support the community, those critical workers and those vulnerable children. One thing that's made it particularly stressful for me is that last week my head teacher was showing symptoms, so since then they've been in isolation, and I've been left to try and steer the ship and navigate all of this. So it has been a particularly stressful time, a particularly challenging time. As always in any situation, there are opportunities for God to be at work. Just this week I was reminded of that. We had a particularly vulnerable family came in. They've been on food bank vouchers fairly regularly since September. They find things particularly difficult, and so they came in this week to collect some money. All of her children are on free school meals, and we were able to bless her and give her more than she was expecting, and she began to weep and cry. She said she wanted to hug me, but obviously she couldn't. And then she said to me, can we pray? And she basically just gave thanks for us as a school, and for God using us to bless her family and to be able to keep her family safe. So that was a real special moment. In Job chapter 38, God responds to Job, and he reminds Job of his sovereignty, of his power, of his wisdom, of his knowledge, of his holiness. And it's a chapter that I find really comforting in the current context that we find ourselves in. And so I'd love for you to be able to read that chapter and then pray it over me, pray it over other heads, other deputies, other teachers, And actually it's a prayer that we could probably pray over most people, pray over ourselves, pray over those in our community, just to be reminded of God's sovereignty, of God's goodness, that He knows all things, that He is above all things, and that actually, He is in control, He is sovereign, He does rule, and He does reign. And so from that we can take peace, we can take comfort, and we can have hope.